Welcome to episode 13 of the Wrassingh Show. Today's special guest is the smooth criminal of professional wrestling, the inventor of Moonwalk DDT, and one of the best Michael Jackson tribute artists in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you Santana Jackson.
Santana, what an honor it is, sir, to be talking to you today. The one and the only smooth criminal of professional wrestling. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, hanging in there. You're doing the best I can do.
That is great, fantastic. So we are still going through a pandemic. It's slowed down. It's not as hard as it was earlier, but it's still going on. So how is everything over there with this whole craziness going around? How are you keeping up?
Right now everything's kind of shut down. I normally perform at the Stratosphere at the MJ Live show.
Right.
I'm Michael's there. There's two of us there that perform at the show. But since COVID hit, I kind of been performing on the strip, doing performances on the strip, and doing a lot of traveling with wrestling because they're kind of slowly opening up and doing little things here and there, but still a little something going on. I'm staying as busy as I can, getting prepared, a lot of training, get more time for training. So more moves, more stuff to show everybody and debut. So it's a lot of fun.
That's great. So you get a little bit of more timing to train. It's a blessing in disguise for sure. So you had a match in Oklahoma yesterday, you said. So it seems like things are slowly opening up. Wrestling is getting back in business. Can you tell us a little about the show that you had yesterday?
Oh, yeah. It was at BCW in Oklahoma. Okay. It was in Guthrie, Oklahoma. We actually drove out there and we flew back, but we drove through like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, just to finally get there to wrestle. It was a nice event. It was a big event. A lot of people showed up. Great crowd, great reactions from everybody, just all around. The crowd was really into it. It felt like I was back where I needed to be.
I know.
I love the stage. I love performing. I love entertaining people. Whether it's being Michael Jackson on a stage performing or Michael Jackson in the ring, moonwalk DDTing somebody, But it's just that good feeling. But it was like a great crowd, great energy. I got to pull off some new moves I was working on literally a week before I went. So I was like, I got them all together and was able to do it like pretty easily. So man, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. A little tired because I literally just got back a couple hours ago.
Yes, I can imagine.
I got all my dogs and everything surrounding me right now. Like literally, they missed me so much. There's one dog. There's the other dog. There's the other dog.
Beautiful. There's the other dog. Oh, that's beautiful. How many dogs do you have?
We have 4 dogs and I have a cat.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Beautiful. I saw your video. You coming out of the airport with the mask on. You look just like Michael Jackson. So how often does it happen that you're traveling or you're out somewhere in public and you don't want to be Michael Jackson, but people are like, "Oh, you look a lot like Michael Jackson." How many times has it happened?
I get it a lot sometimes. Sometimes I'm not expecting it because my hair. They see my hair. They're like, "You the Michael Jackson guy." I'm like, How do you know this? They're like, "Oh, you look, the way you carry yourself." Of course, I stay wearing the same shoes. My shoes never change. And I was Michael Jackson shoes. He got black pants on, white socks, them shoes. He's a Michael. Right. It gotta be. So everyone somehow points it out.
And I've done a little bit of research on you, and I can say that it's not just the look that you have that resembles Michael, but it's also your thoughts. I was going through your social media, and it's full of so much positivity and so much kindness. Your comments, your messages. We've exchanged messages, in the past a little bit, and I can see the reflection of Michael. The positivity, the kindness, the humility. It's beautiful. And you, Santana, you've been all over the news. You've been covered by The Sun. You've been covered by Yahoo Sports, even Forbes. All the mainstream media, and that is because you were such a one-of-a-kind attraction. So.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, a clip of you performing your signature move, the Moonwalk DDT, it went viral some time ago. And you were the hottest thing in wrestling. And you still are. But how does it feel when you get such crazy attention from all over the world all at once? How does it feel?
Well, it's great, because it makes a difference. I make a difference in someone's life. whether it's meeting them dressed up in full Michael gear with my makeup on and everything. And I'm, you guys see me with makeup on. So right now, literally, I wasn't flying today with makeup. But all right, Blank, I know you want to be in the video, but it feels good because I get to go and entertain people. And whether they see me walking through and, hey, you Michael Jackson, I'll give them a hee hee, something small,
Right.
Quick little dance move. They smile and leave. They're happy. I mean, there was a lady I met at the wrestling event I just did, and God bless her. Her son had passed away maybe a month ago, and so when they met me, I guess I lifted up her spirit for her and her daughter. They were just like super happy. They kind of helped them forget their their sorrows and brought more joy into their life. And they were just kind of cheesing, and I'll give them extra attention. I'll give them a little picture. I'll sign an autograph. I gave them a pen with my name on it, all the good stuff. And it feels good to do stuff like that to help other people, make people feel good. I mean, that's what Michael did, and that's what he stood for. And it's kind of like what I want to live by still. And then it's the way I'm going to live by, no matter how people treat me, how people act towards me. I'm always going to be nice and kind to them. It's just the way I live my life. It's like Captain Planet. I'm sorry, I'm Captain Planet.
I love that.
Wow. The world.
I love it. Again, that just proves what I said earlier. It's not just your look; it's who you are. It's a true reflection of Michael Jackson. That is what's so special about you. People love the King of Pop, and you're literally the King reincarnated, and you're a wrestler. It just doesn't get any better than that. But Santana,
I was the Pop King of wrestling.
I know.
I'm the Pop King of wrestling. Ow!
Love that. But Santana, I must ask you, how does it feel, to carry on the legacy of Michael Jackson in such a unique way? I
mean, I feel like there's a lot of us out there that do it. We all have our own unique ways. There's a lot of great Michaels out there that I love. I respect them all. And one of them taught me a lot what I know now from before he passed away. He was like the legend. We call him Lane Lassiter. So you ever get a chance to look him up, you'll see he looked like the spitting image of Michael. He was an amazing person. I love this guy. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Like I really would have pushed myself as hard. And he taught me dancing, the moves, the attitude, the facial expressions. Like there's a lot of guys out there that do what they do. And I appreciate everything every Michael do, because we're all keeping his spirit, his legend and his energy alive, and, just his legacy. So when I do it in the ring, it's just, it's just another tribute I'm paying just like everybody else. It's just a little bit different.
Beautiful.
So I'm not trying to be too much different. And, I'm not like, hey, that's the one. No, I'm one of many that are doing a great job out there, trying to show love to the same person that we all grew up to loving.
Wow. That's beautiful. So I've heard that the reason you first became a tribute artist, Michael Jackson tribute artist, is because you loved Michael and you wanted to meet him. Is that right?
Yeah, I wanted to become one of the best Michaels. That way he would notice me, because I knew he loved impersonators. He knew Navi. I know he knew of Jeffrey. I knew he knew of all these Michaels. And I wanted to kind of get up there and maybe meet him one day. And hey, can we be friends? Can we hang out? Not like that, but just kind of like, I've watched him all my life. I figured this would be a cool guy to study, mentored, and I was hoping if I kept doing it, maybe I could have met him. But after his passing, I just kind of continued doing it. I started doing hospitals, charity events, you name it. I was there, doing a lot of community service, trying to help out and just keep his legacy alive after he passed. Because I was like, all right, I'm ready this deep. I've worked since I was 6 years old, listening to Michael, dancing and focusing on it and trying to get every movement, every facial expression, every little bit of sound I could make, everything down just as much as I could. But it's like, I love Michael. So yeah, I just kind of do the best I can for him.
Wow. The news of his sudden passing must have really hit you hard.
I was stuck on, I think, my laptop for like 4 or 5, 6 days, staring at it in unbelief, just not believing it. Like, no, this ain't real. And I'm sure like everyone else was really devastated. Family was probably just, going off the wall, literally. No point. I mean, not trying to make a joke, but it was nuts. I was like, man, this is the only person I really wanted to meet. There's a lot of celebrities out there, and I respect all of them, but this is the one that I wanted to meet. This is the only guy that I felt like I studied my life to be like this guy. I'm sure every other Michael felt the same way. They want to meet him and, at least have a second of his grace. And, hey, you guys are doing a good job. That's all I needed. All I needed. Thank you, Michael. Let me shake your hand. I did a great job. I love you. That's it.
But Michael being Michael, he was a beautiful soul. And if he's somewhere out there right now, I'm sure he's watching upon you, looking out for all the other Michaels in the world right now, and he's giving you all his blessings. It was a beautiful soul. I can see the beautiful dogs out there. They look very happy. They look very happy to be back. It's great.
My daddy's back.
So kind of what you said that you've been watching Michael since you were 6 years old. But what was the thing that first came into your life? Was it Michael Jackson's music or was it professional wrestling?
The first thing, it was Michael's music. I listened to Michael's music for a long time, but also was a wrestling fan too. So in the middle, I was watching wrestling, but I was also watching Michael. At a young age, I really didn't understand the songs, but I understood the beat. I understood the movement. I understood what he was doing. Right. And for sure and tell, back in school, I did Billie Jean. I went in there with a black hat, black shirt, and I'm sitting there doing Billie Jean, grabbing my crotch in front of everybody. When, back then, grabbing your crotch was like, ooh, you're grabbing the crotch in front of everybody. I'm doing it.
That's awesome. Wow. But, I've noticed it when I was younger, I was really, really into Michael Jackson. I really noticed that a lot of Michael Jackson fans are also fans of professional wrestling. I don't know how the connection works, but I've seen that trait that they do share a common interest. So who was your favorite professional wrestler when you were growing up?
My favorite? Okay, so we're going to start with Hulk Hogan, of course. Everyone had Hulk Hogan.
Oh, sure.
And that's who I started watching. He was in movies. He was that was Hulk Hogan. Right. I moved on to, from Hogan, I moved on to Sting because I used to love the whole Crow look, long hair. And I was like, man, it was awesome. And then my favorite, of all time right now, I want to say it was Eddie Guerrero. I loved his charisma. I loved his, last night I paid a tribute by doing the Three Amigos for him. I did the Three Amigos. Wow. So it was kind of fun. It's I loved Eddie. I love how he was always having fun in the ring. He was, he would lie, cheat, and steal, but it was in a good, humorous way. It wasn't I don't know. To me, he was a great wrestler. I love watching his movements. His wrestling was just that's where it was at for me.
Right.
The flying stuff, also the roundabout.
Right. True. So when you were growing up watching wrestling, did you have this in mind that, hey, when I grow up, I'm going to train or I'm going to become a professional wrestler?
Honestly, I didn't think that was going to ever happen. So how this all started for me, I was in Florida. I had 2 kids and I was trying to make some money and stay afloat. So I started performing as a Michael on the beach. And from the beach, a couple of years, people were like, man, you did a lot of charities out here. You did this. Why aren't you in Vegas? So a friend of mine flew me to Vegas. I came out here for a year. I was homeless because I didn't have anything. I just came with a Billie Jean jacket, I think a Thriller jacket, and a couple of pairs of underwear. And that was it. That was it. A pair of shoes and the black pants. So for half the year, it was I didn't have no place to stay, just kind of going hotel to hotel, making whatever I could make off the strip. Realizing, standing there taking pictures, doing this wasn't really making any money. So I started dancing, started performing, started changing my act up out there. So I was something different. Now I was making money. I was able to get to hotels, from a hotel into a nice little, sequel suites type of thing, moving to an apartment after that. And then I started all these different charity events out here, working with police stations, the fire department, going to St. Jude's Ranch, which is for kids who've been taken away or who've been dealing with, some issues. So I go up there and do some free shows for the kids and entertain them and give them whatever kind of, love I can give them that make them smile. And then I learned magic because I have to go to hospitals. I go to hospitals and a lot of kids can't get out of the room or can't get out of the bed. Right. So what I would do is let me see. I know I have a coin. Let me show you once. So what I would do for the kids. Sorry,
no worries. I've always been fascinated by magic, and I still think that magic is something real. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
I was looking for some other tricks. Yeah, I have a. So what I do is like, I would take a coin from the kids. I'll show them a coin. I'll put the coin in my hand. They would see the hand. Then I would put it back here. It's gone, and then I come to the screen and pull it out.
How did you do that? That's crazy.
So it was like a lot of little things I would do. I do card tricks. So, I have a book that I do for the kids. Is a coloring book. I'm trying to find it.
It's beautiful. Santana, once again, it shows that you went through so many of hardships. You went through so much. You never gave up. And even when you were going through all this and you were rising up the ranks, you were still looking of giving back to the community. You were still learning magic, doing so much stuff, trying to give back. That's what's
that was still me working off the strip. Because after that, I would go back to the strip to make money because I wasn't making money doing charities, honestly. So then I would go back and I started working with this organization called Win-Win Entertainment, which is a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And every year I would work with them, and then I got Entertainer of the Year, Performer of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, for just participating in everything they asked me to do. And then MJ Live discovered me. The other Michael from that show said, "Hey, you want to be part of want to be part of our show? We can use another Michael." And I already knew him. He knew me, and he was really cool. And so he brought me on, and I started working Fridays and Saturdays. I've been with the MJ Live show for 3 years. And when I first started, I realized now I'm making a little bit of money. I can go ahead and try to train for wrestling because we found a wrestling school out here. Right. So me and my brother said, let's do it. I started training, and the guy at the FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling, Joe DeFaco, he goes, so I heard you're the Michael Jackson guy. You do the Michael and the show. You should come to the event one day and wrestle as Michael Jackson. Come up with some kind of Michael Jackson move.
Wow.
I was like, I didn't have that much. I was just starting, I was like, getting all the training in. I was so green. I was greener than the green. So, they threw me in, and man, it lit up. My son was with me, so he was visiting that time. So he was actually in the background watching. So when I actually did it, the Moonwalk DDT, and it went viral, he wakes up the next day, Daddy, you went viral. I said, what are you talking about, son? I went and got checked. I'm clean. There's nothing wrong with me. He goes, not like that, Dad. I was like, what you mean? He's like, on the internet. I'm like, what? He showed it to me. I'm still like, oh, yeah, I did that. That was me. Yeah, that was fun. I like that. I'm going to do it again, too. I didn't know what to think about it. I was like, all right, now I need to start making shirts. All right, now I got to figure all this out. Oh, man, this is crazy.
But it's crazy. Like you mentioned that your son visited you and he called you. But if we look at you, you look so young. I mean, if I look at you, you don't look, I don't know, like beyond 25. I would say 25. You don't look a year more than 25. It's crazy.
Bless you. Yeah, it's the Puerto Rican in me. It's I'm 33. I got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Beautiful. But your story is so incredible. It's all about giving back. Even when you had hard times going on, you gave back. And those hard times, they fought for you. Your good deeds, they fought for you. And you're here because of your good deeds. And it's incredible. Your good deeds and your hard work. Now, you're originally a Brooklyn native.
Yeah. Brooklyn, New York. Puerto Rican, Italian, New York.
and when I think about Brooklyn, when I talk about Brooklyn, the first names that come to my mind are JTG and Chad Gaspard, the Crime Time. And
awesome guy. I've met them. They're amazing. They're amazing.
They're my brothers too. I've always called them nothing but brothers. And Chad, unfortunately, he left us, but he left a hero. He
was always a hero. So
you have actually worked a show with them, I believe. So can you tell us something about your experience working with them?
Man, it was just hanging out with them, meeting them. I mean, JTG wrote me on Instagram. I was like, get out of here. I was giggling like a little schoolgirl. I was like, no way. You wrote. He's like, I can't wait to work with you. We can't wait to see you. I was like, what, me? I was like, I loved you guys. You guys are awesome. You represent Brooklyn, New York. I'm a Brooklyn guy. I'm like, it's perfect. I'm like, I don't bring the Brooklyn out of me because that's not everybody don't like that. So I kind of keep to my normal happy. But man, I met them. They were really nice. I took a photo with them. Of course, they were also getting focused and getting ready for the matches. But like Chad was he was just huge.
Big guy.
Big old guy.
Big guy. Yeah.
He made me want to work out every time I looked at him. I was like, man, I need to work out. I need to get bigger. Right. These guys are huge. I'm like, Scooby-Doo, how are you doing?
Guys, yeah.
I know that was like, they were so cool. It was an honor to meet him and just to see the team together, doing it, coming out to the music, just actually getting to see them up top, crime time,
I know, yeah. They're great people, indeed. And it's just like the dots of the universe, they come together. Good people, they meet good people, and I can see what's happening here. So you were from Brooklyn, then you moved to Florida, and then you moved to Vegas. And you said that when you moved to Vegas, you worked in the Strip. So I can imagine that life in the Strip can't be too easy. It has to be hard. You said
it was tedious because the first, a newcomer out here. Everybody else is already established. A lot of guys already know their spots where they perform at.
Right.
And I didn't know where to go, so my first thing was to walk around and study and watch everybody and see how they work and what times they're here to, how long they hang around, how long can they stay in this spot, or where can they work. And I learned the rules, and I learned how, kind of first come, first serve type deal, as long as you got spaces, But that changed from the Strip. But before it changed, I was just, I find a spot, and that's when I would start working. And I wanted to make it into a show because I come out there with like PVC piping and some black curtains so I can make a backdrop with a little cube. You might even see that video on YouTube. I had 2 speakers lit up. I'll pop out of a box of different jackets on. I was like making it the show right there. I was like, someone's going to discover me one way or another, damn it. I don't know.
It's hard work does pay off. It does pay off. And now, a few years later, you were training with Jake the Snake, basically the guy who made the move DDT famous. And you took his move. You took his move and you made it into something special. You made it moonwalk DDT. So how does it work? Are you teaching him how to do the moonwalk DDT, or is he teaching him?
I would love to teach him how to moonwalk. He taught me the DDT, and he taught me how to take a DDT. Because, if I'm going to, it's his move, so I have to learn how to take it. So I know how to take it, but to give it, he was teaching me some proper ways to lock an opponent up, lock their arms up, and really plant them with that DDT.
That's fantastic. But, the special thing, all right, so if you look at wrestlers, the thing about them is that they're athletically gifted. They're great in the ring. They bring something with themselves to the table when they're signed to a promotion. When you look at yourself, you're not just athletically gifted, but you also have this, your personality, just being you, and also this whole tribute to Michael. It's special. It's very, very special.
Oh, thank you.
What did Jake the Snake have to say about you? Did he have anything to say about the whole thing you do?
Yeah. He was just smiling and laughing. He had jokes. There's a video of me moonwalking out. The whole class is jogging around the ring.
Let's see that.
And he's watching us. He's at the snake pit. He's watching us. And I go, as soon as I get by him, I turn around. I start moonwalking by him. He's like, what's this shit going on, Jason? What's this stuff going on? So,
Good times.
No, he's a cool guy. He's an awesome guy.
Good times. But, in wrestling is a funny place where one thing can really take off. Like, if you look at Orange Cassidy, the guy from AEW, he's kind of...
I would love to fight Orange Cassidy. I get a lot of people say, you and Orange Cassidy have a great match. So, I love to do that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you can do a great match with anybody. I mean, I would be so excited. You're also a high flyer, which opens up so much more potential. I mean, it's incredible. But if you look at Orange Cassidy, I mean, not a lot of people would have expected him to succeed with his gimmick, especially not in the WWE. But he's doing great for himself. The thing about
he's a great talent, though. Besides that, he's a great athlete. You watch him move around in that ring. Yeah. How many people can move around with their hands still in their pocket,
Yeah, true. Absolutely. But, in wrestling, the thing is that a lot of people don't really see such gimmicks, such tribute acts. They don't really take them seriously. A lot of people take them as parodies. They don't understand that, a person can be a fantastic entertainer, but they can also be a great wrestler. They don't really, come to that. They're very quick to judge. So have you ever faced such criticism in the business so far? Have you ever been a victim of potential death?
I mean, every company I go to, you got to think about it. It's guys there that look at me like a joke.
Right. Hello. Oh.
Until I get in the ring, then they see that I can do more than what they imagined that I could do. And I'm starting doing this rope walking. I started doing a hurricanrana now. I'm starting to freaking, just flip and jump, dive out of the ring. I don't care. I'm just do whatever I can do to prove. They don't see.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
I'm so sorry. I lost connection there. I could not hear you. Can
Oh,
we?
you good?
Yeah, I'm good now. So can we do that question again, if you don't mind?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So yes, you can. Did you hear my question?
No, you want to do that one more time?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. So what I was saying is that in wrestling, a lot of people can be very quick to judge. They don't really give the talent the time to really prove themselves in the ring. They can be very quick to judge based on their gimmick, based on their character. So have you ever faced criticism in the business so far, where people, they're not too sure about your wrestling ability just based on your character? Has it ever happened to you?
It's all the time. Anytime I travel somewhere, go to wrestle somewhere, you got everyone looking at me weird. I come in without the makeup and I put the makeup on, they're laughing, they want to take photos with me, but they don't take me serious. They're like, oh, it's a joke until I'm in the ring. I'm in the ring and I get to show off that I actually know how to wrestle. I actually know how to do these moves. I can actually be on time with things and get this all correct, and fly over the top or whatever I need to do. I rope walk. I do the hurricanrana now. I'm working on a couple of more high flying spots. I do a springboard off the top with a Superman punch with the glove on. I'm working on like a lot of different things I really want to prove. I guess I feel like for me, I have to prove myself more for them to know. Like, hey, I may be a tribute artist. I may look like Michael. Eventually I'll have to come out of the makeup and stay like this and wrestle this way because I'm sure if anything mainstream pick me up, I have to do. But I will stay true to who I am. And obviously, I'll stay in the outfits. I'll stay with the hair coming down and stay with the curls and all that. Ain't going to change. Makeup may not be on exactly, but I'll still look like who I'm trying to look like. But like I said, I get a lot of people they don't think I'm serious. Then I get in the ring and I get to prove a little something. Sometimes I start to slowly earn respect from people.
And
they're like, oh man.
And to the people who are listening to this interview right now, I must say this, that I have actually watched your matches, a lot of your matches, and you're not just a fantastic entertainer, but you're a great wrestler. I mean, you're good. You're very, very good. The stuff that you do in the ring, it's crazy. And to think about you do wrestling on top of the dancing and the moves that you do, it's mind blowing if you think about it. It's just it's pure talent. It's pure talent. And it's incredible. And you've gone viral all over the internet. Wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans, they know that Michael Jackson lives in the ring. They might not know the name yet, not all of them, but they do know that there is a Michael who lives in the ring. It's incredible. Which makes me wonder, has anybody close to Michael, whether it be his family or his friends or his managers, anybody, has anyone ever reached out to you yet?
No, I wish they have, but I've never got to hear from any of them. I would love to play a tribute, especially to them, something for Michael. I think the only time I've met one of the family members, which I believe it was Tito, I was in front of Paris performer, street performer, and I had another Michael with me that I did his makeup, so we both two Michaels out there hanging out, and I'm doing a routine, and I'm moonwalking to somebody, and he just hugs me. And I'm like facing this way. So I'm like, oh, what's going on? Who's this guy hugging me? I'm like, wait a minute. I saw that he had $100 bill in his hand. I knew he was trying to give it to me. So I was like, okay, you can hug me a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. You get 2 more minutes. And that's it. It gets strange. I turn around. He's like, hi, I'm Tito. And I'm like, oh, good. I turn into Arnold. Get down, do it. Put the cookie down. I don't know. I was so nervous. I didn't know what to say to him. I was like, yeah, you are. I was like, hi, I don't think I even told my name. I was just like, he's like, you guys are doing a great job. I want to give this to you. He gave me 100. He walked over to my friend. He gave him 100. I was like, why'd you give him one? He didn't do nothing. I was like, I didn't take that one too. I would have done because he took that 100 and he left. I'm like, where you going? We're not even done. So I started performing right after, like for Tito. I started doing like my routine. I started all over. So by the time I got to Thriller, you slowly he had to creep away because I was building a big crowd. So he had to get back in Paris. But I'm watching him, watch me, watch him, watch me, watch him, watch me, watch him leave. So I was like, all right, cool. He's taking up, but he was still kind of acknowledging, like, you did a great job. And I was like, from there, I was like, oh man, you never know who you're going to run into out here. You got to be on top of yourself and,
That's incredible. It's like a sign. It's like a sign from heavens to just keep going, keep grinding. Something good's going to happen in the future. It's incredible. What an incredible story. But you mentioned this classic signature move, the moonwalk, and there is somebody in the WWE who also does a lot of moonwalking, and she took notice of the viral video. And I know that you know who I'm talking about. It's Carmella.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And Carmella is not impressed. She says that you're not good enough, and she thinks that she's a better moonwalker. What do you have to say to her?
That's a good try. I don't know. I seen the pay-per-view. I saw her try to do the moonwalk DDT. They called it a moonwalk headlock takeover, I guess, because they couldn't call it the moonwalk DDT. I don't know. I don't know why. They couldn't call it. I guess.
Look, as the inventor of the moonwalk DDT, can't you actually do some legal action against them? Is that possible?
I guess I could, since I was the first one to do it. Yeah. So I guess that's why they couldn't really use the name. But yeah, I mean, I try to call her out and like, hey, thanks for at least giving me a shout out or something. And no acknowledgement, which is cool. I don't have a problem with that. And then I seen her try to do it, and it was like, oh, why didn't you just do it clean? You should just all the way. Why you stop? And
it was basically the rip off. Now when I think about it, it's basically the moonwalk DDT. Nothing changed it. It was basically the same move that she put it out there. This is something that's not talked about a lot in the wrestling community. And I feel like the next post I'm gonna make on my Instagram is gonna be this. People need to be talking about this. Yeah. Because this is not something that a lot of people know. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I wrote her, asked her about moonwalking with me. Like, we should do it together. Let's both do a moonwalk competition. We can moonwalk together. See who could do it the longest, the best,
Right.
So I was like, all right, I try to hit Twitter. I hit Twitter up. I tried nothing. I was like, I give it a try. Just call me at her. And she's like, I've seen him. Yeah. Watch me do it better. And I was like, but you didn't.
Yeah. No, she's afraid. Somebody's afraid. It's pretty clear out there.
Of course, it's WWE more stuff. I'm sure she can't do anything herself because of WWE.
Yeah, but everything is surrounded by the wall. I know.
The powers that be,
Person. And especially with this whole thing that they're doing now with the Twitch accounts, you must have heard.
Yeah, that's so bad. I feel bad for all of them. I really do. We have a couple of wrestlers who talk about that. I'm always right into the Oklahoma gig, and it was like, man, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Petty stuff.
Yeah, there's no reason for none of that.
It is what it is.
I can't. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It is what it is. I can't get really much into it.
Right. But Santana, we're talking about professional wrestling. We're talking about Michael Jackson. There's one thing that comes to my mind. It's that sadly, being a professional wrestling fan is not very easy because you get judged a lot for being passionate about a fake sport. People call it fake, and people judge the fans for being a fan of it. But at the same time, it is not always easy to be a vocal Michael Jackson fan. Because we know, you and I, we both know that Michael Jackson is a controversial name. Even after his death, the accusations, they do not stop. The music does not stop. It keeps going. The good, the bad, it just continues. But what is your take on all the accusations against Michael?
I wasn't there. I don't believe in anything. I go by Michael's spirit. I go by what I felt when I looked at him.
Right.
I go by what I felt about as a person. I go by what he did, what he's done.
Right.
All the things he's for the world, everything he's tried to change, how he grew up. There's a lot to this guy that people don't consider ever. They're too busy to judge and point a finger. Someone call you this, oh, that's what you are. Someone call you that, oh, that's what you must be. No, that's not what you are. If someone calls me gay, I mean I'm gay. I got a girlfriend. What are you talking about? So wear makeup? You think I'm like, and I have no problem with gay people. I mean, I have best friends, drag queens that taught me how to do it. So you can kiss my ass. Oh, excuse me. Excuse my friend. Sorry. I defend everybody. It's just like, no, I get along with everybody. I don't have no problem. But it's just like,
I know.
We're always quick to judge and go
funny.
off.
It's funny we're in 2020 and people still think that calling somebody gay can be offensive. It's not offensive. Let's face it. Yeah. Calling somebody gay is no longer offensive. You got to try harder now.
I have a gay friend. I can't call him gay. He's like, yeah, so I'm like, whatever.
So what? Yeah, that's
so I call him straight. You straight? He's like, no,
don't. Exactly. I love that. I love your attitude toward things. It's incredible. And personally, for me, Michael was a humanitarian. I feel that he did more for the kids and for the needy than any other celebrity till date. I would say he
didn't want nothing. He just wanted to heal. He wanted to help.
Right. I would feel that maybe it was Princess Diana who did more or maybe just as much for the kids, for the needy as Michael did. But nobody else, I feel, comes close to these two incredible people.
These names will always be known. They will never be forgotten.
Of course, they will never be forgotten.
And who's Princess Diana? You'll never know who people will never forget who Princess Diana is. Even if they're growing up, they'll still know the name Princess Diana. Why? They have plates. They have memory. You'll always remember this lady, Michael Jackson. You're always going to remember Michael. Why? The Thriller. Every Halloween is going to be Thriller. You're going to always hear Thriller. You're going to hear Ghosts. This is every Halloween. It's like clockwork. Every party you go to at Halloween, you're going to hear Thriller one time.
Of course, it's true. It's right.
Someone's going to have a Thriller jacket on. Someone's going to be the werewolf. Someone's going to be the zombie. Someone's going to be something from that. You're going to catch it. Michael will live on, whether an impersonator like me or the next one that comes up, that's going to be the next upcomer,
True. Absolutely. But, we're talking about his music now. So let's talk about this. Since Michael's passing, they have released 2 of his albums. It's Michael, then there was Escape. And some people, they criticize it. They say that Michael would have never wanted unfinished music to be released this way. But what do you think? Were you a fan of those albums?
I mean, Michael had a lot of songs he's done. He probably didn't finish. I'm sure eventually they're gonna he has no. It's unfortunately he has no power over it anymore. So now it's like they have control of his music. They can do whatever they feel with it.
Right.
It's nice to hear Michael. That's what you want to hear. I like hearing his voice. I like hearing him. That's about it. You can tell when it's him and when it's not. If you're really a Michael fan,
Sure. I get that.
Some people know some songs are filled in, type of stuff. I know the difference. But besides that, I mean, like, it's good to hear him.
Right. So
whether it's a bad, good, but whether they put him on a different beat, they remake Billie Jean and they put him on a different type of a beat, it's still his vocals. I'm happy with it, just hearing him again.
The voice is so soothing. It's so real. So pure.
Michael, he's so cool and calm and relaxing.
Exactly. Right. So
like,
what
I love you and Tito and Jermaine. I love it. It's beautiful. He's like, oh man, I like the way he talks. He talks so soft and
it's beautiful. Beautiful indeed. So what is your favorite Michael Jackson album of all times?
All of them. I can't pick one.
When I asked you that question, I was like, that is not a good question because as a Michael Jackson fan myself, if somebody would ask me that, I would be like, you crazy. I can't name one. They're all good. So I can
name them all. I can name every one of them. They're all great.
All great. I know. I agree. That was a stupid question. I'm sorry.
I mean, you pick each. You talk about we can go from the kids, from when they were kids. Even then, I'll be there back. ABC 1, 2, 3. What?
Beautiful.
And going back like old school stuff. Like even then, Dancing Machine. That's kind of one of my favorites to get down to. I love the beat to that one too. So, Billie Jean. There's too many there to be like, oh no, they're all awesome. They all have their own uniqueness to them. You can't just say, oh, I like just this one. No, they're all different. They're not the same.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So currently you're using, is it Smooth Criminal that you're using as your entrance music in the rest?
I use the Alien Ant Farm version of Smooth Criminal.
Right. Awesome. So once again, Santana, I must thank you so much for your time today. I know that you just came from your show. You landed here in Las Vegas and you got on the interview. Thank you so much for it once again. Now, since we're nearing the end of the interview, I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. There is no right or wrong answer. You just need to speak your heart. All right? So I'm going to shoot. First question. Who is your dream wrestling opponent?
Who is my dream of wrestling?
Opponent.
As a wrestling opponent?
Yeah.
I don't have one. That's sad, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Okay. Who I do? I want to wrestle Orange Cassidy.
Wow, good. I would love to see a match with you and Orange Cassidy. And if it's a WWE match, I would love to see you against Shinsuke Nakamura. I think it would be such a classic.
Oh yeah, because he loves Michael too.
He loves Michael too. He loves Michael too.
He watched his attire is basically a thriller.
His moves, if you look at his moves, the way he enters, his gestures, I think they're very much inspired by Michael Jackson. Any Michael Jackson fan would pick that up in a second. So I would love to see it.
I watch his outfits. Look at his outfits.
Yeah.
It's up on the outfit. Remember the red outfit? The black and the V going on? That was a thriller jacket.
You're right.
I mean, look at what was his face with the microphone with the biggest mouth of them all? I forget. Enzo.
Yes.
Enzo. And Morag. I mean, what did he come out with? Michael thriller jacket with the panther thing going on, with the cheetah print. Come on. Even he had a couple Michael. Everyone got some love. Michael.
Everybody loves Michael. You just can't deny that. All right. Moving on to the second question. What is one wrestling match type that you really, really want to try out?
What match I want to try out?
Yeah.
TLC.
Oh God, that's wow. Well, it would make sense since you're a high flyer. It would be easy for you. Wow, but you're not afraid of heights, are you?
Nah.
That would work out pretty well. Okay.
Let's do it.
Number 3. What are 3 countries you cannot wait to perform in?
Japan, Alaska, and where was it? It was so far. I forget exactly where it was at. Brazil. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh.
Wow, your dogs do agree with you. Didn't really want to see you in Puerto Rico. Beautiful.
My dog. Blanket's making sure.
I love that.
Blanket. That's my dog's name is Blanket.
Oh, good name.
And then my one name is MJ.
Oh, right. Perfect. And how does your girlfriend see you? Like, you've named your dog after Michael Jackson. They're inspired by Michael. So how does your girlfriend feel about it?
No girlfriend.
Okay.
But when I do have one, they normally get along with and love my dogs.
Of course, they get along very well. Okay. So number 4, how would you define your love for Michael Jackson in one word?
Endless.
Love that. And how would you define your love for professional wrestling in one word?
Tremendous. It's tremendous.
Love that as well. So, Santana, what is the big dream? Selling out Madison Square Garden as a wrestler or as a tribute artist?
Both.
Love that. That is the
Form
answer.
and outlet, though.
That is the answer I was really hoping you'd say. I love that. I absolutely love that. Which
I'll do a full concert, then I'll kick out the stage and roll up the ring.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I absolutely love that. Which brings me to the next question. What is your ultimate goal? Your Mount Rushmore. This is where you want to be. What is it? Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Keep going.
Yes.
I got it. What do I want? Like, what do I want?
Yeah, like your ultimate dream. Yeah.
What's not going to be one of these?
Ah, okay. I love that. Wow.
One of these companies and me. Whoever decides to pick me.
I've got goosebumps right now to see that.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah. I love that. I've literally got goosebumps to see that right now. But I'm gonna make it a little hard for you. I'm gonna make it a little hard. Which is your first preference? Do you have a priority, a preference right now, or you're open to all opportunities that come your way?
I'm open to all opportunities that come my way right now.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I would absolutely love to see that. Love to see the gold on your shoulders. It would be just incredible. So, last question for you. How would you like the world to remember Michael Jackson?
That's the king. It's the king of pop. And of course, with me being in it, I hope the king of pop wrestling, or pop king of wrestling. But mainly remember him for his spirit, his love, his kindness. Remember how to share it and spread it and keep it infectious so everybody feels the same way.
Absolutely. Now, I said that was the last question, but the interview is not over yet because I have a little request for you. Can you, for us, for the fans who are listening to you right now, can you cut a little promo, to let people know why do they need to watch out for the pop king of professional wrestling, Santana Jackson? Can you cut a little promo for us?
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, I'm proud to let you know Santana Jackson, the king of pop with an elbow drop that can't be stopped, the moonwalk king of DDT in the land, is here to lay it down and let you know I'm here to take over the show. I'm not going to stop. I ain't going to stop till you get enough. I don't care if you're black or white. I'm going to make sure you can beat it. I'm never going to quit. I just hope you know this speed demon is working his way in there. And never be afraid when you see this man in the mirror, because I'm coming. Ow!
Oh my God, how did you come up with that? All of a sudden, wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, I love it so much. You're incredible. I don't have words enough to describe how you are. You're incredible. It was such a pleasure talking to you. You are a beautiful soul, and I can't wait to see what you do next in professional wrestling, as well as in your career. I cannot wait for that. And for the people who are listening to this right now, I know that you are hooked. I know that you're a fan of Santana already. So make sure to give him a follow. His Instagram ID is santana.jackson7. So make sure to follow him and leave a kind message. Thank you so much, Santana. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me, Bob. You have a great day and many blessings and a hee-hee.
Ow!
And this brings us to the end of a very special episode with Santana Jackson. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it with your friends and hit the subscribe button. And we will be back next week with another exclusive interview just for you. So don't forget to hit subscribe, and we will see you next Sunday only on The Wrassingh Show.